Gender identity, the reality. The supporters of gender identity explain it very well, as they insist gender is not tied to one's binary sexual identity. Gender identity is about how one feels and expresses this sense of self. Not even the most serious advocates of gender identity deny sexual identity. The facts of science are too overwhelming. The X and Y chromosomes do not come in an infinite range of variations. Sex is binary. Chromosomes relating to sex come in only two flavors, for better or worse. So, what happened? The phrase used by gender expression advocates to define this new way of thinking about self-expression is gender identity. Gender may be a poor choice of words, that is associated with sex in most people's minds. What the proponents of gender expression are attempting to assert is that while there is an identity associated with male and female, there are persons who do not irrevocably link whom they are with their sexual identity. Some people born male never move beyond this and remain male. Gender and sex are for traditional thinkers immutable. We are what we are born as, and indeed what we are conceived as. Sexual identity is determined at conception. There is no way to dispute this. Two or more. Other people do not like being tied down by these two options. They want more flexibility in defining their identity. Since the primary identity is tied to sex, these people believe they need to disassociate their identity from their biology, hence their claim that biology does not determine identity. Gender identity can seem confusing because what non-binaries are really saying is that their identity is not sexually mapped. Who they are extends beyond what their genitalia suggests. Gender identity is simply a continuation of the left's rejection of sexual identity and the rejection of sexual roles, especially as pertains to the raising of a family. The left wants more than to know that if they are born with a vagina, they must adopt the roles and persona of a female. Gender identity is recognition or claim that the person's personality is not fixated on their conventional gender roles. They want to be more than what their sexual identity suggests. The personality of the gender non-binary, released from the configurations imposed by chromosomal link choices, becomes technically unbounded and infinite. How debilitating is it to be born a woman? Liberals seem to believe if one is a woman, one's options are limited. But by what? By who? How does changing gender change what one is able to do? Once we realize gender identity is about personality, divorced from sexual roles, then sexuality becomes just another way of expressing one's chosen persona. But what is it about biology that prevents personality from being explored? If one is biologically man, does this prevent one from expressing oneself in ways that others might associate with a female role? How does a new label change the basic situation? If you're a biological female who identifies as a they, has your life become enriched in any way? Do you feel more valued, more validated than if you ceased to worry about what you think it means to be a woman and just lived your life without trying to impose thought patterns onto other people? The reality is, this generation is not the first to reverse or reappraise what it means to be man or woman. Dress and behavior has always changed over time and inhabits many niches in different societies. The odd outcome of the non-binary position is that it makes the idea of man and a woman highly stylized. Do labels help? How does labeling people help? Do labels define us? Must new labels be created if the old ones do not seem to fit? What is better, a new label without any meaning, or the old label redefined? What is a boy? Gender identity is about labels and the misconception that if a label does not fit, it must be changed. Even where this is true, the new label has to fit better. Calling oneself they or zer does not achieve greater precision. Anyone would see these two kids as boys, regardless of our feelings on the culture they are being immersed in. Boys are culturally embedded in many rich and vibrant cultures, yet no one considers them anything but boys. The claim that boy means one must be an aggressive person is not borne out by any data whatsoever. Even in the 60s, that assumption that males had crew cuts was challenged and defeated. Words have meaning, but meanings have even ones such as male and female can and are modified due to changes in culture. The conclusion must be that this ploy to make binary labeling of sexes an issue has more to do with politics than culture or biology. If a person dresses up in girl's clothes and uses a girl's name, he can no longer be identified as a boy is absurd. Alice Cooper is a case in point. If one and looks like a female, then it is very difficult to challenge them on which bathroom they can use. If in fact the debate is over the political right of males and females to have their own facilities, then this is a different issue. Suggesting that a male who self-identifies as a female has a right to utilize facilities earmarked for the use of females is disingenuous. This division of male and female services was not done in response to transgendered people. It was a right demanded by males and females for obvious reasons. If there are people who have problems with the existing arrangement, then the idea is to add onto existing facilities or change the configuration in some way. The solution is not to take long-standing rights away from the majority. If ABCD is uncomfortable using the men's washroom, the solution is not to create discomfort for a whole host of other people on the grounds that not to accede to ABCD's wishes is to be intolerant. Washroom facilities were created on sexual division because it is a sexual division that people wanted to maintain. There are no grounds other than political for discarding prior rights in favor of a new agenda devoid of scientific and cultural value. What is a boy? Liberals suggest boys are a type of personality, and without this personality profile, it would be wrong to label the being as a boy. This is patently absurd, as seen from our own history and the range of male role models and cultures worldwide. In every one of these times and places, a boy has been defined by his genitalia, and as of late, his chromosomes. Liberals have tried this definition of boy and girl to personality traits because it is the only way they can market gender identity. If a girl is being with a vagina, then the entire justification for self-labeling oneself as they, zer, zis, and all the other meaningless labels used would be revealed as a pointless exercise it really is. If a girl is being with a vagina, then how you wish to dress and present yourself is simply what it is, a personal expression without political significance. And liberals first and foremost want to make personality profiles a political issue. People do have a right to dress as they choose and define themselves as they wish, but this does not mean sexual identity is not restricted to two categories tied to procreation. Sexuality, one is either male or female, one can be a father or a mother. These roles are not interchangeable except in a cultural sense. Regardless of the lifestyle choices one makes, biological mothers are women with vaginas and biological males are men with testes and a penis. If this is offensive, then you're offended by your parents. Men and women are distinct biologically and sexually because of the incontrovertible facts surrounding procreation, the process that has birthed every living soul on the planet, past, present, and future. We hope you have enjoyed this social positivist presentation. Our web address is http://socialpositivist.com, socialpositivist.com. Christianity is a human right. Social positivists advance the cause of human rights from a scriptural perspective. Our rights are God-given, not a benefit of a secular state. Please visit our website for memes and copy and paste solutions to issues raised by atheists regarding the scientific validity of faith. We also have a growing collection of videos on scriptural issues such as faith, evil, gender identity, and so on. Below is some of the videos available for download. These can be accessed also from the Social Positivist website. And that's socialpositivist.com. Thank you for your time, for giving us this opportunity to explain the real meaning of gender identity. Thank you.